We're seeing it play out across the US.
We deserve a living wage.
But they're not the only ones battling out at the bargaining table.
And we need to find a way to figure that out. The same way the writers are figuring out, the writers are striking because streaming. They can't get paid.
Musicians and songwriters have long fought for their fair share of streaming royalties. So what are they after?
We're demanding a cent per stream for our music on Spotify.
It might not sound like much, but it's a big bump from the 0.005 cents the average artist currently pockets.
You would have to stream one of our songs 786 times for me to be able to buy a single cup of coffee.
So for 1 million plays, an artist can expect to bank around $4,000.
Can somebody explain to me how you can get 1 billion streams and not get $1 million? Like, that shit don't make sense to me.
Spotify divvying up the dollars in a 70-30 split. They keep 30%, 70% goes to rights holders.
But that 70% that goes to rights holders goes to artists, it goes to publishers, it goes to labels. It really is split up and really dependent on those contracts. So when Snoop Dogg came out and said that he's not sure about where the money goes, I feel like he needs to have a conversation with his label.
This week, the streaming giant upped the cost of its premium ad-free membership for the first time since 2011, saying,
"So that we can keep innovating, we are changing our premium prices across a number of markets around the world."
That's 220 million users in over 50 countries coughing up an extra $1 a month in a bid to boost revenue, which, by the way, is already up $5 billion on last year. But artists aren't banking on seeing a bigger share of the spoils.
I honestly believe that Spotify is just going to be spending this money in ways that make it a financially viable business. Right now, it's not profitable. It hasn't been since it launched. They're making cuts internally, but they're also adding this price hike in order to stay around.
Spotify's profit woes not garnering much sympathy from increasingly furious music stars.
Like Spotify, the biggest criminals in the world.
It's not working for the artists right now, and I just want to speak to that.
So is all fair in love and streaming, or is it time our music stars got a bigger share?
I know I'm going off a script right now, but this is business.
Scoop. Yep. Would you go off script?
Listen, man, you know, for them to say that they're not making money, and they've been operating this many years, who operates this long and doesn't make money? Cut it out. So, people, I need you to understand, anybody who's an artist, please listen to this. You cannot depend on the record company or Spotify for your money. If you want to make money, you have to find other ways to get it. Give you a couple of great examples. If you are an artist and you become big and you blow up, somebody is going to want you to represent their product. At that point, you don't take a fee, you take equity. Or you go and do something, you get into movies, television, and you find a way to monetize that. Because as long as we have people in record labels that do creative financing and creative accounting, better yet, you're never gonna really get what you want. So I always look at it when I'm doing records, I get the front end, and maybe I get a little bit of royalties, but I'm not really looking for a big payout from the record label.
So are artists looking at Spotify and saying, you're a criminal? Or are they not going to be content, but thinking, we're not going to earn money from Spotify? Is that something that you think is done?
Here's the thing. Don't look at it that way. You have to look at it the way I told you, because the minute that you're looking for those people to give you the money, you're already out of the picture. Find other ways. Your records and your popularity is the way that you create other streams of income, period.
Yeah. Can you be my agent, Scoop?
Of course, man. Maybe I'll write some notes for you in the back. You'll be fine.
He has a voice of an angel.